Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mall. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on, peoples? What's going on, peoples? How we doing today? How we doing today? I hope all is well. Man, I had a fantastic Monday. How about you? Yes, another great day to be alive. We are blessed to be here, right? We are blessed to be here. Wake up, talk sports, do all that good jazz. Yeah. I know. Hey, man, y'all know what it is. Your boy Wildcard Mara in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Another episode of I.O.W. Sports show, the late night owl edition. Is episode 413. 413, yes, 413 episodes. Yes. The boy been grinding at this thing right here. Man, a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, any other sports topics to talk about, we will definitely tap into those and talk about them. You know, we'll talk about them for sure. I can't wait to talk about this because I've been dying to talk about this. I purposely didn't go in depth about it on the day show because I wanted to really talk about it tonight. I'm gonna analyze that Bryce Young benching because I can see it from both sides. I really can, and especially I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm just going based off a sports analyst, a content creator takes on it. Reasons why they should have and reasons why they shouldn't have. So I'm gonna kind of break that down and analyze that in a multitude of ways. I also am, we got to talk about this Monday Night Football game, man. Actually turned out to be first half was kind of high, nothing too crazy. You really didn't see a lot of action, but second half, man, it picked up. Turned out to be a great ending to a good football game, and definitely enjoyed what's going on with that. So we will definitely discuss that right now. Matter of fact, just pardon me as I gotta make sure that I get the word out to tell people to tap in with your boys so we can talk this sports and have a good old time. My late night owls. You got to wake them up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You got to tell them to come on in here and come holler at your boy. But great game, 22-21. The Falcons walk out of Philadelphia with a win. And we just got to be honest. Should they have walked out with that victory? Probably not. But they did. They did, all right. And you can blame it on Saquon if you want to. Yes, he had a huge drop, a bad drop. I don't want to put all the blame on him because that's to me that's knee-jerk reaction and that's low-hanging fruit. But I will, we'll get a full analysis of this game right now. So here's why I know why a lot of people are going to blame it on us. All right, here we go. I don't know what happened. Well, hey, we yeah, some funky. I said something about Saquon, and then all of a sudden, they tried to kill my feed, y'all. It's these Eagles fans. They must try to hack into my thing. Anyway, but no. So look, here's the drop pass. All right. And I know a lot of people are going to try to put it. It's 3rd and 3. Obviously, they're in field goal range. Saquon drops the ball. I know a lot of people are going to analyze Nick Sirianni, say, hey, man, why didn't you run the ball? Which I could understand why they would do that. Should they have ran the ball, and still go for it on 4th down, maybe? Possibly. I wouldn't have been mad at that. And the reason why I agree with if people are going to say that is because let's look at the facts. They were running the ball very well as a team. The Eagles were nearly almost 170 yards rushing between, of course, the majority of the work was Saquon doing his thing. And then, of course, Jalen Hurts in one drive had 47 yards that capped off into a touchdown. But he chipped in 85 yards. Kenneth Gainwell only had 2 carries, 6 yards. So he didn't really add too much. But with the 95 and 85, respectively, from Saquon and Jalen Hurts on 35 carries, between them two, they did their thing. And almost 186 yards on the ground as a team. So I can understand why people would say, hey, why didn't you just run the ball in that instance and in that situation? But I do not hate the call. I do not hate the call of Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore making that call on 3rd and 3. They had Saquon wide open, as you saw. He was wide open. He has to make that catch. All right. I know you Giants fans saw that like, well, we're used to this. We're used to this. And by the way, ESPN had a graphic up in the post game with Scott Van Pelt. They have showed a stat. Saquon has 16 dropped passes since the start of 2021. The most by any running back. So he leads his position group in drop passes since the start of 2021. But that drop right there was a crucial drop. I guess the best way to categorize that drop was a momentum shift. Because had he caught that pass, literally, the game's over. It's a done deal. Eagles probably, take a couple of knee downs, and it's a, fly Eagles fly party in the house. They leave the link happy, the fans happy, and they go about their business and get ready for their next opponent. But now they're sitting at 1-1. They should be 2-0. They really should have. But here's why I say you absolutely cannot put all the blame on Saquon. And here's why you can't put all the blame on Saquon. Because the problem still lies with this Philadelphia defense. They couldn't stop the run themselves. As much as we talk about the Falcons defense couldn't stop the run themselves. Neither could Atlanta, which I was surprised on how bad of a job that they did tonight when they actually played pretty solid last week. They give up 152 yards on the ground on 28 carries. Bijan Robinson put in 97 with 14 carries. And of course, Tyler Algier chipped in with 9 carries, 53 yards. So he averaged almost 6 yards a carry, and Bijan almost averaged 7 yards a carry. So I know people are going to have the knee-jerk reaction. Oh, blame Saquon. Blame Saquon. It was his fault. Should have caught the ball. I'm not going to argue that. I'm with you. He should have caught the ball. You have to catch that ball in that instance. You have to make that play. It was a great play call. I'm not hating that play call of going a pass play on 3rd and 3 when they have no timeouts, but he has to make that catch. Point blank period. I'm with you guys on that who are going to say that. Got to catch that ball. Got to catch that ball. You cost us the game. We still have to talk about they still ended that drive with points. All right. I know you wanted the touchdown. I get it. And you would have solidified that game. Bar none, you've been up 2 possessions. Cool. I understand that part. But you cannot forgive the Eagles defense for giving up 152 yards on the ground. All right. And they actually played solid defense on the secondary in the first half, but they was getting torched in the second half. They were getting torched in the second half. As much as we want to blame Saquon, that Eagles defense was getting torched by Kirk Cousins in that second half. Literally in the second half, Kirk threw for 13 of 16. All right? Couldn't miss. 166 yards, 2 TDs, and what's great about this situation, 0 interceptions the whole game. All right? So as much as I talk crap about Kirk Cousins earlier, not trusting him on primetime games, especially on Monday Night Football's games, he lost his first 9 Monday Night Football games. He's won 4 out of his last 5. All right? Won 4 out of his last 5. And there's just amount of props that just needs to go to Kirk Cousins tonight. He torched that secondary in the second half. Cooked them. Overall on the night, like I said, he was damn near efficient. Overall on the whole night, 20 of 29, 241 yards to 2 TDs, and like I said, no interceptions. He torched that secondary. That Eagles secondary is Swiss cheese. I thought y'all was supposed to fix that. Jordan Love had a solid game against them last week in Brazil. I know the secondary was able to get a couple of interceptions, but come on. Until you was getting them interceptions, Jordan Love was cooking them boys. Then you come into tonight, Monday Night Football game, you still have issues on the secondary for the Eagles. They are not good on the secondary half. But you know what? It's not just them. They didn't get no pressure. They got 0 pressure. No sacks. Well, okay, my fault. 1 sack. You get all these Georgia Bulldogs in the draft. You get Jalen Carter, first round. Jordan Davis. Them 2 big boys in the middle. You trade for Bryce Huff. He hasn't paid dividends. He got 0 pressure. You got 0 pressure. That last drive, 0 pressure at all. For some reason, the Eagles defense chokes in certain situations. Y'all remember back in Super Bowl 57 against the Chiefs, how many sacks did they get? 0. When they led the league with 70 plus in the regular season, couldn't get not 1. 0. Last year, with it, what happened to the same pass rush? Didn't exist. So far in 2 games, not too much of a pass rush. You didn't want to pay Hassan Riddick. Traded away to them Jets. You got back Bryce Huff in returning. He ain't done a damn thing. Matter of fact, that boy's looking like a light post. Standing on a corner like a light post. Yeah. He must be a Jeezy fan because that man he posted on the corner like a light post. He ain't been doing nothing. No pressure. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. No pressure from Jalen Carter. No pressure from Jordan Davis. No pressure from Brandon Graham, the vet. Got zero pressure. So as much as you Eagles fans are going to sit there and harp on Saquon, I get it, but you got to look at the defense. You get no pressure, and you're still butt cheeks on the secondary. This is a team loss. This is a whole team loss. Don't just take the low hanging fruit and say, yeah, Saquon, this your fault. This your fault. You gotta look at the whole picture. That defense is still shaky at best. That defense is still not doing their job. How can you get wins when you got no pressure and you the front gate's wide open, everybody getting in? I mean, this is crazy, and this is even with Darius Slay on the team. Look at this. Look at this last. Matter of fact, let's go through the whole drive, that game-winning drive. All right, we got to go through that whole game-winning drive that happened. All right, so they had the ball on the 30. All right, Kurt hit it to Kyle Pitts for 11 yards. All right. Next play. He hit Darnell Mooney for 38 yards. Next play. He hits Darnell Mooney for 26 yards. All right. Next play. He hits Drake London for 7 yards. All right. Then he actually had an incomplete pass to Ray McLeod, which to me, since all you punk ass Cincinnati Bengals fans want to know the true definition of pass interference, go look at that play. That should have been a flag. Not yesterday. Sorry, guys. I had to throw that jab in there. I'm about tired of these Bengals fans bitching and moaning, complaining about refereeing and what the definition of pass interference is. Go look at what happened right here. Should have been a flag, but neither here nor there. And then, of course, to cap off the drive, this play right here, Kirk Cousins hits Drake London for the touchdown, and that's on Darius Slay. He's caught flat-footed. All he ran was a simple out. Ran a simple out. And caught Darius Slay, eyes looking in the backfield, giving no respect to Drake London, and caught him flat-footed. And give Kirk Cousins his props. Soon as he hit that cut, that ball was out. That was a nice move, though. I give Drake that. His little gun celebration cost him 15 yards, but the kicker didn't matter. But no, we just got to talk about it. All right? So when you letting things like this happen and easy plays like that, come on, Darius Slay. What are you doing? Got cooked. You got cooked. That secondary been getting cooked. Butt cheeks. Oh. Here's another person you got to throw in some blame too. All right? I'm not letting you off the hook, Jalen Hurts. I'm not letting you off the hook, Jalen Hurts. You threw 2 interceptions last week. All right? 2 interceptions last week. Green Bay. You go 23 of 30. Okay, yeah, the accuracy is there. That's cute. 183 yards. That means you're really not hitting, really big time throws or getting those jack yards from your receivers. Yeah, that A.J. Brown injury popped up right there because you can go 23 for 30. It looks good stat wise, but $183 yards is it? 1 TD. Through the interception. I got to talk about that. That's why I can't let Jalen Hurts off the hook for this. All right. I don't even let my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, off the hook when he has some bad interceptions. He didn't play well yesterday against Cincinnati. Threw some bad interceptions. Well, this guy, Jalen Hurts, was supposed to be the second, or most people said he should have won MVP over Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago, a couple of years ago. Okay, if that's the case, then ever since then in that Super Bowl loss, he hasn't gotten back to that same caliber of play. I love Jalen Hurts. I actually do. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. But I'm just calling a spade a spade. This is 2 weeks now. Luckily, Green Bay's defense is more Swiss cheese than Philly, so you was able to win that game. But it was a close game. Green Bay still could have won that game. And then tonight, come on, bro. You got the ball to Dallas Goedert for 13 yards. You're moving the ball. You know? So you're at your own 43. You only needed about another 10 to 15 more yards, and you're technically in Elliott's kicking range because he could boot it. He can boot it. Another 20 to 25 yards, you're already in field goal range. You tried to take the big shot. You overthrew Devontae Smith. That was an overthrow. And Jesse Bates, who's a great safety, was leaking to that side anyway, picked you off. Because you overshot Devontae Smith by at least 5 yards. Clearly overthrew him. Which I saw your press conference after the game. You admitted so. I'm glad you took fault in that. But, you know, you can't keep... Here's the thing with athletes, all right? When these people ask you these questions on these press conferences, please understand that as NFL fans, fans of football, fans of your respective team, we saw the game. All right? Yes, it looks good that you're taking accountability for it. But when you do the same thing over and 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 over, the same mistake over and over and week, and you go into these damn press conferences giving the same damn answer, I don't care if you want to be there or not. We don't want to hear this shit. We don't want to hear the same excuse on why you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. So credit to you, Jalen Hurts, for taking accountability for overthrowing that ball and literally throwing a bad interception. But I'm pretty sure Eagles fans is like, man, we heard this shit before. We've heard this same excuse before. Save it. Pro athletes, tip number one, save the same bullshit answers. At this point, just say, it is what it is. Or I'm here so I don't get fined. I appreciate that. Or next question, I don't care. Just don't feed us the same bullshit over and over. That was a bad throw. All right? I don't let Josh Allen get away with this crap. I don't let Patrick Mahomes get away with this crap. If you are supposed to be one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL and you make bad decisions, you make bad throws, I keep it across the board, regardless of who I root for or not. That was a bad throw. And it sucks because you actually showed that even without A.J. Brown, that you are a weapon. You are a weapon. You chipped in what you did on the ground. Great job. But when there's throws that need to be made, that was a throw you absolutely have to make. You absolutely have to make it. And you overthrew Devontae Smith by 5 yards. It's not acceptable. Point blank, period. So I know Eagles fans are probably pissed off as hell right now, probably want to tear up the whole city of Philadelphia, and they want to put all the blame on the low-hanging fruit and blame it all on Saquon. I get it. He got to catch the damn football. But look at this game, especially in that last few minutes of that fourth quarter, because the offense did a great job for Philly. They salted almost 10 minutes off the clock. They literally almost, because they finished the third quarter with the ball and took some more time off the clock in the fourth quarter. They literally almost saw to the way 10 minutes. They had this game in hand. And it was just a snowball effect. Once Saquon literally dropped that football pass, it was a domino effect. Bam. Then the defense can't hold water. Just getting clapped in that secondary. No pressure. Boom. There's the other domino that fall. And the last domino, boom. Jalen Hurts with another interception. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. That's gonna sting for them, for sure. That's gonna sting for the Eagles big time. Which that doesn't bode well for them. You know why it doesn't bode well for them? You know what they got next? They got to go to New Orleans. And the way that New Orleans, oh my goodness. If that same trash ass secondary shows up for Philadelphia Eagles down in the boot, down in NOLA, down in New Orleans, Louisiana, the way that Derek Carr is playing right now, that boy might throw up 400 yards. You don't think so? Come on now, stop. Really stop and really think about it. If Jordan Love could throw for 260 yards, Kirk Cousins can go for 241 tonight. And the way that Saints offense is high scoring right now, they just scored, I think it is 81 points, or no, 91 points in these two games combined. 91 points. Come on. 44 and 47, respectively, in their first two games. I know, I get it. One was the Panthers. We'll talk about them in just a second because I got to talk about that situation. And then Derek Carr torched the shit out of the damn Cowboys yesterday. Oh, Derek Carr he doing the Birdman meme. He looking like Stevie J. You know, little rat face. Oh, he grinning ear to ear like a Cheshire cat. He like, oh, I can't wait to get oh my goodness. If you ain't got a wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints in your fantasy team, just pick one up. It don't even matter. Or make a trade for one. Because they about to have a field day next week. They about to have a damn field day next week. Derek Carr about to smoke them boys. Like straight dog. Come on. He about to have a field day. Because I'm trying to tell you, that secondary is not good right now in Philly. And it's been exposed ever since last year. And it's gotten worse. And that's with Darius Slay. Big play Slay. Okay. Big play burnt chicken. That boy getting burnt just with everybody else wearing the Eagles uniform playing in that secondary. They all getting toasted. All right. Point blank period. So that's not going to bode well for the Eagles. The way that that's a bad loss. You should be 2-0. It should have been 2-0 versus 2-0 in New Orleans next week, and it's not. And you're playing like crap on defense. You get no pressure and just getting clapped on the back end. And that New Orleans offense is humming. They are playing at damn near full tilt 2 weeks into the season. They look like they in mid-season form. That does not bode well for Philly. It does not. But look at it from the Atlanta side. Hey, this is good momentum. You could not go down 0-2. You know why you couldn't go down 0-2? Because your fans would have looked at you the way that Cowboys fans are looking at Dak Prescott. Why you give this motherfucker that money? I'm trying to tell you, if they would have went 0-2. Wait, Falcons fans, be patient. Be patient. You got to relax. Kirk Cousins did his thing. He earned his money tonight. He earned his paycheck tonight. Like I said, 20 of 29, 241 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. You gotta love it. A great bounce back game from Kirk Cousins. Out of all the shit that I've said so far about this game, there must be some credit given to Kirk Cousins. He did his damn thing. Second half was like, first half, it was solid. He made no mistakes. You know, he put the ball where it was necessary, but second half, that man was scorching hot, cooking, hot grease, like fish grease. Accidentally got some water dripping, and that boy was popping. Pop, pop, pop. Oof. He was hot, that hot. So give Kirk Cousins his credit. I know a lot of people want to joke and make fun of him. I'm one of them. I said it earlier in the day, so I'm like, nah, I don't trust Kirk Cousins on prime time. Hey, he got me. He made a fool of me. And you Falcons fans got to be happy about that performance, especially late in that game for him. He had no touchdowns. Or no timeouts, I should say. Excuse me, no timeouts. Had a buck and like 34 left on the clock. Went straight down the field. Boom. Straight to the end zone. Give Kirk Cousins his props tonight. Have all the jokes you want about him being not so good on prime time. Hey, the man earned his paycheck today. All right? Of all the quarterbacks that got paid, so far he's earned his paycheck in 2 games. Dak Prescott ain't earned that damn paycheck. Trevor Lawrence ain't earned that damn paycheck. Tua got hurt, so I'm not really going to include him in that, but he got paid and not so much dividends paid off so much yet. Who else got paid? What other quarterbacks got paid this season? We know Daniel Jones ain't earned that damn paycheck, so I'm just going to throw him in just for shits and giggles. That boy booty cheeks. But Kirk Cousins earned his paycheck so far. All right? So be patient, Falcons fans. Are there going to be some up and downs with Kirk Cousins? That's what kind of quarterback Kirk Cousins is. He gives us good moments. You like that? Yes. I like what you did tonight. But then sometimes he gives us the, damn, what that boy Kirk ass. He gives us moments like that too. So get your little indigestion pills ready, your Pepsi, your antacid, your Tums, your Pepto-Bismol. You got upset stomach, indigestion, diarrhea, because it's going to be some of those symptoms you're going to have to deal with Kirk Cousins too. But he made y'all proud tonight and earned his paycheck tonight. So that's just what it is. But you need that kind of momentum. You cannot go down 0-2 with Kansas City coming in next week on another primetime game. All right? Can't do that. Can't do that. So that's a big win for the Falcons to win in that dramatic type of form, knowing what's coming down next week, next Sunday night, when you got the 2-time reigning defending Super Bowl champs coming to the crib. That's a good momentum boost. Big momentum boost for the Falcons. Good for them. Hey, Falcons could win this division. The NFC South is wide open. Right now, it looks like Saints would be in the driving seat for sure. They're 2-0. Tampa Bay as well as 2-0. I think it's some good competition right now in the South. So you got 2-0 Falcons. 2-0 Saints, 2-0 Buccaneers, which, by the way, I got to give Baker his props. He's playing damn good quarterbacking ever since he's put on a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform. He's outplayed the other guy that replaced him in Cleveland. Say what you want. I thought I'd never say this. I thought I'd never say ever in my life that Baker Mayfield was ever better than Deshaun Watson. Well, here we are. Ever since he in the Browns said, hey, man, Baker out of here. We want Deshaun. Ever since Deshaun's been wearing a Cleveland Browns uniform, looking a little shaky. He had a solid game yesterday, but it still wasn't all that great. The other 13 games he's played in the Browns uniform, trash. Like Bubba Dub would say, trash. But Baker, on the other hand, okay, you want to get rid of me? Cool. Go down to Tampa Bay. This man got into the playoffs, almost won that game. And right now, the man is 2-0, and he's a big part of it. Yesterday, the man was throwing it and running touchdowns in. He was playing all type of quarterbacky. He was looking real quarterbacky yesterday. Hey, thought I'd never be here, but here we are. Baker Mayfield is severely outplaying his replacement, the guy that replaced him in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, by miles. It's not even close. By miles. It's not even close. Thought I'd never say that. And then you got Falcons behind Buccaneers and Saints at 1-1, big win tonight. And then you got this trash ass team. Woo! For those that don't know me personally, I spent 17 years in Carolinas. All right. And it's a lot of transplants in that city. So you don't run into a lot of people who are still from Charlotte, still in Charlotte. Obviously, there's still natives that live there. But, you know, obviously I was from Kansas City. I transplanted to Charlotte with my family. There was plenty of people from the DMV area, plenty of people from New York, New Jersey. My wife, who I met in Charlotte, she's from Jersey. A lot of people from Ohio made their way down. Some people from Florida made their way down, way up to the Carolinas. So it was a lot of transplant people. Charlotte's a transplant city. They got a lot of banking and insurance in there. And so a lot of those companies bring people in. All right. And then you also can't forget in Raleigh, it's a research triangle park. So there's definitely a lot of influx of different, you know, people from all types of walks of life and cities who are in the tech world that go there to the Carolinas. But long story short, since there's not a lot of Panthers natives there, and the people who are from Carolina still there, majority of those people are not fans of the Panthers, all right? Because they didn't have that team till 95, 94, 95. So they was either fans, especially the older guys, the older people in that area. They was either Cowboys, Steelers, Falcons, or Redskins. Now the Commanders fans, all right? Does the city get behind the team? Yes, but only when they winning. I'm being honest, only when they winning. When they was on the roll in 2003, went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, the city was on fire. When they was almost went undefeated, went 15-1 with Cam, MVP season, 2015, lost to the Super Bowl to the Broncos, city was on fire. I was living there at that point in time. The city was on fire. When that team is trash, it's a ghost town in that stadium. I saw the pictures last year. This stadium was empty. But you know what? This franchise is just terribly ran. All right. David Tepper, who took it over a few years ago, I don't know what he's doing. In my opinion, probably the worst owner in how to run a football team. He's got to be the worst one. Out of all the 32 teams in the NFL, he got to be the worst one because he's terrible. All right. So they come out today and decide to bench Bryce Young. Their number one overall pick, who they traded a lot of stuff to go get him. All right. Mind you, CJ Stroud was sitting right there. All right. Mind you, CJ Stroud, in my opinion, was the better prospect. All right. I trusted his mechanics more. I saw him play in a big game. I saw him in that college football game. Even though Ohio State lost to Georgia, they couldn't do nothing with Bryce Young. They couldn't do nothing with CJ Stroud. He torched them. And that was big dog Georgia. Back-to-back national champion Georgia. Took them to the brink of elimination by himself because he was balling. Boy, was cooking. His QB, he was real quarterbacky that night. But his team couldn't bring it together. He did his job. But just to remind you of what the Panthers gave up to get Bryce Young. All right. So obviously they gave up their pick was at 9. So they swapped with Chicago. They was number 1. They went to 9. Carolina goes to 1. That was a part of it. They gave up their second round pick, which was the number 61 overall. They gave that to Chicago. They gave up this year's draft first round pick, or it could have been Carolina. They gave that up to Chicago. They gave up a 2025 next year, a second round pick. Yep. And of course, the icing on the motherfucking gusto cake, they gave him their best wide receiving option, DJ Moore, to get Bryce Young. All right. So not only did you give up a lot to go get Bryce Young, all right, you gave up a lot. But I got to talk about it, dog. I got to talk about it. Here's why I don't like the fact that you benched Bryce Young, all right? Here's why I don't like it. The biggest part of that trade to go get him, you know what really bothered? I didn't mind all the picks you gave up. Cool, whatever. What really irritated me about that pick or that trade, is you gave up your number 1 wide receiving option to get the quarterback. How much sense does that make? How incompetent are you to have the type of football thinking that, hey, let me go get a young quarterback? And mind you, if you are getting a quarterback in the first round and number 1 overall pick, you are a bad team. That means it's going to be really absent of a lot of talent. You literally traded away possibly the only talent that you had on offense just to get the quarterback. Make that shit make sense. And mind you, as a Carolina Panther, DJ Moore, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons that he played there, he got 3 1,000-yard seasons, and 2, he got almost 800 yards, and the other one nearly 900 yards. All right? Make that shit make sense. That's not, to me, that's asinine. That blows my mind. That is stupidity in all of trades. This trade is going to go down as one of the silliest trades in the world. I'm not mad that you took Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. I wouldn't have done it. But the fact of the matter is, you got a quarterback who, in size-wise, yes, there's going to be questions. He's not big. He does have arm talent, but he is not big. He needs protection. So what do you do to go protect him? Not an absolute damn thing to go help protect him. Have y'all seen that offensive line? Have y'all seen that offensive line? Huh? I don't care if you Patrick Mahomes. I don't care if you Joe Montana. I don't give a damn if you Tom Brady. I don't give a damn. Name a great quarterback in all of NFL. Put them behind that trash-ass O-line, and I bet you they will not look the same. I bet you they will struggle. I bet you they will have a hard time. Will they make some plays? Yes, because we know who they are, name-wise, and what they've done in the NFL. But damn it, they would still have some issues behind that trash-ass O-line. They can't block not a damn thing. Nothing they can't block. They ain't blocking shit. All right? If they were an antivirus on your computer, you might as well get a new computer. That motherfucker about to be loaded with all type of viruses. Done in a day. It's gone. It's caboose. It's trash. That offensive line is pitiful. Booty juice. Straight ass cheeks. Absolutely trash. So here's why I don't agree with the benching him, is because you did not set up Bryce Young for any type of damn success. In order to get him, you automatically traded away your best wide receiver option or offensive option, to be exact. He was your best offensive weapon. If there was anybody that was a no-go in the trade, it was him. And you just, here, take him. Because we really want the number one pick. Take him. What? If there's anybody that's absolutely non-tradable in that situation, it was DJ Moore. You just, I guess we really want that. That general manager should be fired. Here's another situation where you didn't help Bryce Young. So the decision to pick Bryce Young was with Frank Wright, right? You didn't even let the guy get through the damn first season. His first season in Carolina, I think he got through 13 or 14 games and you canned him. Fired him. How much sense does that make? You didn't give Frank Wright a good team. You didn't give him a good team. So you canned him in 13, 14 games? I know the product was looking bad, but what do you expect? I'm going to put it to y'all like this. So I'm in the culinary background. That's how I started. That's how I made a good portion of my time growing up as a youth to adulthood is in the kitchen. All right. I can cook anywhere in any kitchen on America. Put me in a commercial kitchen. If I figure out where the product is at, give me the tools, I can make shit happen. I can give you a 4-course meal. No problem. But you take away my tools, all right? You take away my chef knife and you give me one of them little Swiss little pocket knives. Yeah, I might be able to still cook you something, but my quality's gonna come down. I ain't got my right tools. You take away my stove and give me a raggedy ass candle and say, here's your heat. I'm a struggle. All right. You take away the things that helps a person succeed and they're going to struggle no matter how good they are. Bryce Young stepped into a situation from the jump in a struggle. There was nothing positive about this damn team when he got there. So that's why I don't agree with none of this shit. He was the best option at quarterback. The moment he stepped on and was drafted as a Carolina Panther, he was the best quarterback. He was your best offensive weapon. But you can't expect this guy to be great when you absolutely gave him not jack shit to work with. His team is trash. But here's why I agree why they should have missed him. Was he playing well? No. He wasn't playing well. He was not. I understand that. There is some accountability on his own. Despite his situation, despite his environment. I get that. I understand it. So that's why I understand the benching. Here's another reason why I understand the benching. Why take him through this punishment? Should let Andy Dalton do this, because if he's supposed to be our future and we haven't done nothing to fix his online, I'm just saying, don't sacrifice your future. But I ass kicking it right now. That's probably the only two things why I could understand why you make that. And then three. Maybe get a spark on offense. The proven veteran. That's the only thing that I think Andy Dalton has over Bryce Young is the experience. There might be some things that Andy Dalton, experience-wise, can probably handle being in a trash-ass situation that the Panthers are in. He could probably handle those certain situations better than Bryce. Those are probably the only three things that I'm probably just sitting here thinking about that actually makes sense on why you do that. And matter of fact, it just popped in my head another reason why you don't bench him, because you didn't put him in a good favor. This man is on his third coach in 19 games. Remember, Frank Wright got fired. He had an interim coach. All right. And now he's with Canales. He's had 3 head coaches in 19 games. That's not productive for a young quarterback. That's not productive for a young quarterback. So the offense that he just learned last year ain't the same offense he's running this year. Did you expect he was going to be great? No. He's in a trash situation, and now he's learning a new offense already. We've seen other quarterbacks struggle when you keep changing things around him and there's nothing consistent. You saw Justin Fields struggle because he was running through offensive coordinators, not in a good situation. We've seen Zach Wilson struggle. He was in a not good situation. Coaches in and out, nothing consistent. Remember back in the day, Alex Smith, #1 overall pick, struggled at the beginning of his career because he had multiple coaches in and out and wasn't in a good situation. This fit happens to quarterbacks every year. But that benching, I see both sides, but I see more of, come on, man, you did not set this guy up to succeed. I see more of that than, oh yeah, this makes sense. So I just wanted to analyze both sides of this because, hey, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I just think there's some, enough things to look at it from both sides on why they made the call to bench him. Is it too early? I think it might be too early in look, because this team is so bad. I know Andy Dalton's going to start week 3, but mark my words, there will be a point in time that Andy Dalton is going to struggle because his team is not good. It is very deficient of talent. And Bryce Young will see the field again. Right? He will see the field again. Matter of fact, let's play a clip right here and kind of hear how Canales came up with the reasoning or his decision to bench Bryce Young. I think it's something that needs to be heard. So let's hear from Canales.
After yesterday, just went home, watched the film, had some conversations with coaches, with Dan Brandt. So had to gather a lot of information through this morning and made that decision after looking at it that this is the best decision for our group, for our team going forward. Yeah, there's a lot of factors. We want to play more football. A lot of factors that go into it, for this decision, and ultimately just kind of lands on my shoulders to be able to make the best decision for our group to give us our best chance to win this week. And we focus on the weeks, we focus on the challenge at hand, and we feel like Andy gives us our best chance to meet the challenge.
Yeah, Andy gives you the best chance. Y'all forgot that defense ain't worth a damn neither. All right. Y'all scored the fewest points so far in the NFL in these 2 games, but y'all also given up the most points in these 2 weeks of the NFL. So you can't play offense. You damn sure can't play defense. You are a complete team. But people must understand when you play quarterback, you get all the blame. And this is what's happening. He can say that gives him the best chance to win. He can say, Canales can say all he wants that, Andy gives us the best chance to win. No, he don't. Because even if Andy does play well, even if Bryce does play well, y'all defense ain't stopping shit. Y'all are a bad team. But when you play quarterback, you get all the blame. Because it goes hand in hand. Look at the other side of the coin. When you're winning, quarterback gets all the praise. That's the point of, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I was curious, like, when you can't play defense and offense, that's what usually happens. The coaches go, or the quarterback gets the blame. Well, they just hired this coach, and obviously, looking at Tepper's history, it's not like he he got the patience the way he did Frank Wright. But I want to listen to what Ryan Clark said on his reason on why he believes that Canales is making the right decision.
Say kudos to Coach Canales for making this decision because it's extremely difficult, but it also shows that he's not tied to Bryce Young in any way. He didn't go to the executives and to ownership and say, we want to take Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. That was done by Frank Wright and his staff. So they have no connection. He isn't tied to him in a way that his job depends on Bryce Young's development. I love what he said about we're focused on what gives us the best opportunity to win this week. Yeah. He's not talking about the future and continuing to build. He's saying we can't play high enough level football to evaluate anything Sunday to Sunday as long as he's the quarterback. And so we're going to make that move to Andy Dalton. I believe this is the right move at this time, especially if you've decided you're done with Bryce Young for good.
For good? You can't be done with Bryce Young for good. You gave up too much. I'm sorry. You got to exhaust every last option to make this work. You gave up a lot of draft picks. You gave up a damn good wide receiver. You have to make this work. I'm sorry. There's no ifs or buts about this. You gave up way too damn much to go get Bryce Young. You gave up a whole bunch of ones in second rounds and a damn good wide receiver to just say, oh, no. We give up after a year and a half, a year and 2 games when you ain't giving nothing to block for him. You barely giving him anything to throw to. Come on now. I was with Ryan, but I don't know if you're talking about you want to. Pat McAfee had some interesting things to say about the situation as well. Curious to see what he had to say. I'll play that clip in a second. But I was with Ryan Clark up to that point. You thinking about moving on for forever? I get it. Canales didn't draft Bryce Young. Frank Wright did. But here's my problem with coaches. I know you come in with a system, but sometimes you got to coach with what the player can do, what he does best, and also on what your team is looking like as a whole. As a whole. Let's listen to what Pat had to say.
We have no idea how this came to be, but this is massive breaking news for a very young career of a number 1 overall pick that people are going to put into a conversation about how his career went very quickly and very loudly. I will say this to Bryce Young, seems like a cool dude. Seems like a good guy. His Alabama highlights were certainly fantastic. There was always going to be questions about his size because of what it actually is. That's the reality of the situation. But this does not mean his career is over. No. Maybe a fresh start somewhere else. He finds his team, like a Baker Mayfield, like a Sam Darnold, like these other quarterbacks that have been able to go on and figure it out at a later date. We're not saying it's over for Bryce Young, but boy, the start of it has certainly sucked bad. And I don't know how he feels today. I don't know how Andy Dalton feels today. I don't know how Panthers fans feel, but this is a pretty massive move after week 2, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, after week 2, I guess when you think about it though, if it continues the way it has, you're thinking, okay, when is the proper time? What, week 3, 4, 5, 6? What do you do? So I guess you're getting out ahead of it right now.
This could be a reverse move too. Like, oh, you guys think Bryce Young's the issue? Okay. Yeah, we'll get him out.
Oh,
watch it. Let's see how this goes. Build up baby face for Bryce Young, like what happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mason Rudolph, where people wanted Mason Rudolph banned from the city of Pittsburgh. Then all of a sudden, just 1 year later, year and a half later, they were chanting his name in the streets and around everywhere. Maybe this was set up for a babyface comeback for Bryce Young, or maybe this is them saying, we're done with this.
I like what Pat said right there. Maybe Canales says, hey, maybe it's not Bryce's fault. Let's see what happens with Andy. Maybe, hey, also this. Maybe give the kid a chance to sit and get the mental part of the game down. Let him kind of see the field from a different point of view so he can see certain things, read certain defenses on the film, on the tape, and see it from a coaching's point of view and kind of see things different. Get his mental game up. Because I think the kid has talent. I think he does. But again, he's not in a good situation. He knows it. I know it. Y'all know it. Panthers fans know it. The damn owner knows it. The GM knows it. Bryce Young is not in a good situation. So I kind of like what Pat said right there. Remove him from the situation so we can see exactly how the team looks without Bryce Young. And if they're still going to be putrid, which they will be, they're still going to be trash, you can say, oh, well, it's not Bryce Young. So I actually kind of like that take from old Pat McAfee. That's a good point right there. But, man, ladies and gentlemen, man, time flies when you're having fun, right? I'm going to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody tuning in, tapping in with your boy. Man, had fun talking football with you guys tonight. But hey, go ahead. You see all the social media platforms for I.O.W Sports Network at the bottom. Make sure you please like and subscribe. Show us some love. And then, of course, you want to tap in with me personally, go on to my Twitter page, KC Wildcard Mar. And, hey, holla at your boy. But until then, you know what it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right? You did? Okay? But most importantly, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love. I'm out.
Yeah. Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Como de lo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild